It was supposed to be another wild challenge, something over the top for the views. I had this idea that I could spend 24 hours completely alone in one of the most haunted hospitals in America. No team, no cameras but mine, just me, a flashlight, and whatever this place had hiding inside. I wanted to prove I could do it, and if I'm being honest, I thought it'd be fun. The hospital was shut down in the early 90s, and it had been abandoned ever since. According to local rumors, dozens of patients had died under strange circumstances before it closed. Some people swore they heard screams coming from the building late at night. Others said anyone who went in alone came out different, if they came out at all. Naturally, I picked that one. As I approached the front entrance, the building looked like something straight out of a nightmare. It was massive, with shattered windows, rusted metal bars, and vines crawling up the cracked brick walls like claws. The air was thick with moisture, and everything smelled faintly of mildew, rust, and something older. Something wrong. But I was committed. I told the camera, I'm spending 24 hours in this place. Alone. If I survive, I'm giving $10,000 to a local charity. Then I stepped inside. At first, it didn't seem too bad. Sure, the floor creaked with every step, and the lights were completely dead. But that was expected. My flashlight cut through the darkness just enough for me to make out peeling wallpaper, overturned gurneys, and broken medical equipment scattered across the hallways like relics from another world. I explored a few rooms, talked to the camera, and tried to make jokes to lighten the mood. But the deeper I went into the building, the harder it became to pretend everything was okay. By the third hour, I started hearing things. It began with a deep, heavy hammering sound coming from somewhere down the hall. It wasn't soft or subtle. It was loud, like someone striking wood with force. 3 slow, deliberate hits followed by silence. Then 3 more. The rhythm was steady, unnatural, and it didn't stop. Every few minutes, the hammering returned. Always the same pattern. Always closer. I followed the sound into what used to be the recovery wing. Most of the doors were closed, except for one at the end of the hallway. Room 413. The door was slightly ajar, swaying just enough to make the old hinges squeal. I hesitated, but curiosity got the better of me. I pushed it open. Inside, the room was colder than the rest of the hospital. My breath fogged up instantly. The walls were covered in deep scratches, some of them jagged like claw marks. A wheelchair sat in the center of the room, facing the corner. At first, I thought it was empty, but then it moved. I didn't wait for it to move again. I turned around and ran. I ended up near the old operating theater. The surgical table was still there, rusted and stained. Surgical tools lay scattered across the floor, some of them bent, others broken. I was trying to calm myself down when I heard it. Breathing, not my own. It was slow, steady, and it came from right behind me. I spun around, flashlight shaking in my hand, but there was no one there. That's when I caught something in the window. A reflection. Someone or something was standing behind me. Tall, thin, with its head tilted at an unnatural angle. But when I turned again, the hallway was empty. The reflection had vanished. From that point on, everything got worse. I tried to leave. I ran to the front doors, but they wouldn't open. I had unlocked them when I arrived, but now they were jammed, like the building had decided I wasn't going anywhere. That's when I heard a loud crash behind me. A metal gurney had rolled out of one of the rooms and slammed into the wall. No slope, no push, just movement. I backed away slowly, but the hallway lights, dead the whole time, suddenly flickered for a brief second. That's when I saw them. Dozens of handprints. On the walls, on the floor, even on the ceiling. All of them smeared in reddish brown. I couldn't breathe. I didn't know where to go, so I ran down the stairs to the basement. It was the worst decision I could have made. The basement was pitch black, and the second I hit the bottom step, the door slammed shut behind me. I was surrounded by cages, actual cages. Rusted metal bars, small enough to trap a person inside. Some of them still had shredded clothing inside. One had scratches dug deep into the concrete floor. That's when I heard it, something dragging itself across the floor. It didn't walk. It didn't crawl. It slithered, and it was coming from the far end of the hallway. As I backed away, I bumped into one of the cages. It rattled loudly. That's when the humming started. A soft, eerie humming. It sounded like a lullaby sung by a little girl. My skin went cold. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. I just stood there, frozen, hoping whatever it was would go away. Eventually it did. I don't know how long I stayed there in the dark, maybe an hour, maybe more. But when I finally worked up the nerve to move again and push the basement door open, the hospital was silent. Still, empty. But this time, the front doors were wide open. I didn't wait. I ran outside, into the morning light, and didn't look back once. I never spoke about what happened that night. Never posted the footage. Never returned to that place. But every now and then, when the room is quiet and the lights are off, I swear I still hear that humming tune in the back of my mind. And when I do, I remember how it felt. Subscribe to CelebScream to enjoy more horror stories like this.